Hey healthy gamers, this is Jack here. Got another monk build video for you. This one is actually two different kinds of builds, and the idea here is to get you thinking and introduce you to some different options aside from the regular just stat crit and then have all your defensive skills on a bar and just do that. I'm going to be showing you one build where you stack spirit per second on your weapons and your helmet, and then the other build you're going to be stacking life per spirit spent on your weapons and your helmet. And both of these kind of give you just more options and free up some passive slots and active slots, so you can use more of your offensive skills rather than kind of the old standby where you're just spamming your spirit generator and then using all your defensive cooldowns. Alright, so I'll talk you through the spirit per second build first. Both of these are up on my website, and there's a more detailed description up there, and I have links over to the full builds, and then I have pictures of my items that I use in these builds. So if you want to see all that information, head on to my website at thehealthygamer.com. But for the spirit per second build, I was getting 9.56 spirit per second. That's between my weapons, my helmet, and then having 3 stacks of sweeping wind. And then if you really want to bump that up, you can run Mantra of Healing with Circular Breathing and Chant of Resonance. That would boost it up another 5 per second, giving you 14.56. And then using Fist of Thunder with a Quickening Rune with around 30% crit. That means each hit is giving you about 5 spirit because about 30 of your hits are critting, so it gives you 15 spirit per crit. So each hit averages out to be about 5 spirit. So you're getting well over 20 spirit per second. So what that allows you to do is spam some of these more costly skills like Wave of Light with Pillar of the Ancients. That one is a lot of fun to do, especially if you're kiting. It's kind of like leaving a time bomb down there, and then with high crit that thing does quite a bit of damage. The weapons I'm using aren't very good. They were just like cheap 50k items I found on the auction house to test this out. But if you got some nice weapons with spirit per second and then good critical hit damage, this build could be really effective. You could be getting like 200k Pillar of the Ancients crits, and then you consider you can spam that every second and a half. It gets to be a lot of fun. It feels like that infinite bugged spirit build back at the release of the game. Now the second build I find even more interesting is the life per spirit spent build between my weapons, my helmet, and then Transcendence. I was able to get 180 life per spirit spent, and that equals out to 13,515 life every time you use Pillar of the Ancients. I just used the same build here as I did earlier, but there's a lot of different variations you can do with this. That's the really cool part about having lots of spirit regen and then having self-healing from spending your spirit. That means your abilities don't have to be tied up anymore. You don't have to have Breath of Life on your bar, because obviously hitting Pillar of Ancients is like, it's more healing than Breath of Life gives you normally. I think something really interesting to try would be to do a tanky build using Deadly Reach with the 50% armor, and then also Crippling Strike with the 20% debuff. I think if you combine those and then spam, say, like Mantra of Evasion or Mantra of Healing, then that could really be interesting, and it might be one of the best tanky builds out there. So I just wanted to get you guys thinking in some different directions. It'd be really cool if you could pick up some weapons that were life on spirit spent along with spirit per second, and maybe even some life on hit or critical hit chance. That would make for, I think, a pretty incredible build. So if someone out there is pretty rich and wants to try that out, let me know how that goes. But I just spent, like I said, 20 to 50k on weapons, so it's not optimal, but it kind of shows that it does work, and it opens up the door to some interesting possibilities. And now for your healthy tip of this video. Kind of the easiest way to not eat junk food is to not have it in the house. You're not going to eat what you don't have. So what you should do next time you go shopping is eat a meal right before you go shopping, so that way you're full, you're not hungry, you're not craving random weird stuff, and that way it's much easier to exercise self-control when you're buying things when you're hungry, as opposed to I know I've gone shopping before when I'm hungry, and I come home with all this pizza pockets and bags of chips and ice cream and everything else, and it's terrible. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it if you would hit like and subscribe and share via your social media. And then if you're new to the channel, let me show you around the website a little bit. I have sections here for Diablo 3 monk builds. There's fitness sections, nutrition, health, and then I have forums which you can go over, and they're pretty active now. We got over 500 members, and you can talk about Diablo. There's a good karma forums here where you can give away items and receive items. And then there's a miscellaneous section. We have fitness, nutrition, and workouts. And this is the place where if you want to ask questions about Diablo, workouts, or anything else, come over and post it on the forums and I'll answer them, usually within 1 to 2 days. And then we got a lot of other really smart members around too that'll help you out. And I want to give a quick shout out to JRB Soccer 7. I've just noticed JRB Soccer commenting on about every video I put out, and he's been really great about that. So I just want to say thank you. I've noticed. And thank you.